Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's so wonderful to have you here for our Accelerate Pitch Night tonight. Tonight, we'll be hearing from a whole host of incredible female founders who are going to be talking to us and sharing their story about their business and why they love what they do. But to begin, I'd love to first introduce you to our incredible investor panel. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Stacey Barrass. Stacey, how are you tonight? Oh, hang on.
I'm really well, thanks. We've just worked out how to unmute after all of these months in lockdown piece. I'm very well, thank you for having me.
It's lovely to have you here. For people who haven't met you before, would you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your business and what inspired you to do what you do?
I am the Managing Director of Goddess Cleaning Group. It's a cleaning company that supports women from domestic violence and disadvantaged backgrounds. We support them with an ethical work platform to encourage them to grow their confidence and rebuild their self-esteem and hopefully spread their wings to go on and do some amazing things afterwards. I've been running the business just over 10 years, and to be honest, every day I get up and see these women making some substantial changes in their life and creating a different path for them and their families. So it does truly make my heart sing when I put my feet on the floor every morning when I get up.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Stacey. It's such an inspiring business that you have. Thank you for being here tonight. So next, I'd love to introduce Sineth Sareth. Hi, Sineth. How are you?
I'm very good. So I'm in Melbourne. So my first day of freedom after 4 months of lockdown. So I'm good. So I'm Cambodian Chinese, but live in Paris for 30 years. And I migrated here 16 years ago. And I have several business from the architect, from the toilet paper, from the gambling, and to the financial. So I'm running my own business for the last 16 years, and I really enjoy what I'm doing.
It's wonderful to have you here. You have such experience across a wide range of industries, and you're such a supporter of women in business. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Peace.
Thanks. So Mim, I'd now like you to tell us a bit about you and what you do and why you love what you do.
Hi, it's so nice to be here. I've been in my business for about 6 years now, and I am a digital product creator and an online business coach, and I help women, creative women particularly all around the world, start their own scalable and sustainable online business from home.
Wonderful. It's so great to have you here, Mim. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So now it's my very great pleasure to introduce our very first presenter for the night, Katrina Verso of Camino. Welcome, Katrina.
Hi, thanks for having me. Thrilled to be here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good, good. Will you let me know when I start?
Yep, take it away.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go. All right. Well, I wanted to actually start with a question. So just a bit of a wave, bit of a nod. Who here knows that feeling of a long day in heels or uncomfortable shoes and you take them off and there's that moment of joy, of relief? Good, I can see some nodding. Great. Well, that feeling is what my brand is all about. That's a feeling I wanted to capture, that joy, when I created the brand Camino. So I'm a designer in Melbourne, and I work with a family in the north of Italy that hand make Italian leather flat shoes. Camino, the brand name, means to walk, and that's essentially what we're all about. We're about providing joy to the women, to the feet of women, and giving them beautiful shoes to walk in. So my backstory is I had a busy big corporate job, and I loved shoes, I loved heels. I just couldn't stand a whole day in them anymore, and I wasn't alone. There would have been at least 60 women on my floor that would have flats under their desk, and we change into them in between meetings, dashing into the city at lunchtime. But what a common problem, and I noticed a real gap in the market, was there wasn't a well-made ballet flat. It would always pinch, or they would sort of stretch and slide off, or they would smell. And so that sort of, dwelled in my head. And I'd spent a lot of time in Italy traveling, and I went to Italy again on my honeymoon and bought beautiful ballet flats made from a cobbler in Italy. And whilst I was on maternity leave, I had my epiphany, my calling moment, and I thought I really want to bring these shoes to Australia. So I went about my research and I found out a lot more about shoemaking tradition in Italy, and it's passed down for centuries through families. And unfortunately, it's losing momentum due to our fast fashion consumption. So it sort of became a deeper purpose at that point. I didn't want to just bring a ballet flat. I wanted to also tell the story of shoemaking in Italy. So in 2017, I launched my online store to take to work or to events. And 2020, this year was my year to scale. I had an amazing first quarter. I exceeded all of last year's sales in the first 3 months of this year. And I haven't even launched my sneakers. They launch in 2 weeks. So June this year, after all the COVID drama, I did a crowdfunding campaign and I managed to raise $18,000 worth of pre-sold sneakers. So that enabled me to put these sneakers into production once Italy reopened again. So they land in a couple of weeks. So look, my point of differentiation is I'm a direct-to-consumer model. So I don't have that layer of wholesale, which enables me to price my shoes at an affordable price for people to buy a premium quality shoe. So that's really my story, and I'm thrilled to be talking to you lovely women today because I have so many ideas for expansion. It's just taking my next steps now.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Am I at 3 minutes yet? No.
Not quite, but that's okay. Stacey, would you like to ask a question for Katrina?
Absolutely. What a wonderful story you have, Katrina. Congratulations on where you're at to date. My question is, what's your strategy for the next 5 years and where do you see the growth of your business?
Yeah, so my strategy from day dot was to build a customer database of people that will be loyal customers. And that sort of grew quite quickly and has grown exponentially over this last sort of few months during online. So 80% of my customers are repeat customers. So average pair owned is around 6 pairs. So I guess my strategy is to keep those customers, and how I do that to be a media outlet in itself, a content base for new ways. Engaging content to get out there and sell more of my existing. I know that 80% of my customers are going to buy more. So I just now I've sort of become smarter in what I buy and release more slowly. So it's two-pronged. It's keeping my customers and my brand out there, which has been quite just really trying to organic social take it over and use and getting eyeballs on my brand.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Katrina. Okay, next I'd like to introduce Amy Tasker of Groove Nation. Welcome, Amy.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good.
Good. So I'm Amy. I'm the proud owner of Groove Nation. Groove Nation was born 8 years ago. I recall watching a school dance performance one day and thought there has got to be something better. So I did some research and I noticed a huge gap and spoke to a couple of teachers who said they felt really overwhelmed at the prospect of having to teach dance to their students. Since 2012, Groove Nation's grown year upon year, and we've now danced with over 100,000 Sydney students. We work with primary schools of all different types. There's special needs schools, schools in remote locations, large schools, small schools. Our mission is to wipe out daggy bush dancers for good. So I think that every school, student and teacher deserves access to quality dance programs. Our dance programs are built upon 3 things: supporting teachers, fostering diversity, and inspiring creativity. I honestly believe that dance doesn't discriminate. Kids start dancing before they can even talk. And there's a quote: you don't stop dancing because you grow old, you grow old because you stop dancing. I'm really passionate about working with students with additional needs, and we have a program specifically designed to cater for and engage these students. And I'm also huge about providing for students who wouldn't otherwise get the opportunity to dance. So whether it's because of financial reasons, their location, cultural values, or the fact that mum and dad literally cannot get them there because they're flat out. There's also those students who just don't feel comfortable to join a dance class. And I see them crack a huge smile in our big year group classes, and then they decide to join the representative dance group the next year. And I just love that. I think there's plenty of kids that wouldn't know that dance was their thing if they never got the opportunity to do it. So I recall one particular student from a low SES area. We were providing a free program at this student's school thanks to the St George Bank grant. And the primary school student had a long history of school refusal, and he was known to the local police. One day this student attended school, and it was also day 1 of us running a dance program, and we had no idea about this student's history. We noticed this student straight away. They're a natural, and we picked this student to have a featured role that lesson for the group performance dance with their peers. And then a magical thing happened. The student started attending school every Wednesday, i.e. dance day. And on Wednesdays at lunch, the student had their peers come up to them and include them in their social circle. So this is just one small story of the side effects that we've had over the years. I envision Groove Nation dancing in the future all over Australia and internationally. We've already been able to reach students in remote locations via our online Groove Nation dance program. Thanks, COVID. And we have strong foundations and a team who I am confident will support our continuously growing company. Our competitive edge is our commitment to all things dance in primary schools. We do not have a one-size-fits-all approach, and each school is unique in their needs and their culture, which we respect and we work with to achieve the best in dance for their particular school. In 2021, we're extending our reach from Sydney to Wollongong and the Central Coast, and our online program will reach throughout New South Wales. I strongly believe that we're the best at what we do, and there has not been one free trial over the past 8 years that we have not converted into a paid program. So we are resilient, creative, disciplined, and I think we have the drive to take our company into the future. Thank you for listening to me.
Congratulations, and thank you so much, Amy. Mim, would you like a question for Amy?
Hi, Amy. Congratulations, first of all. You've given so much back to the community, and it sounds so much like the more revenue you're able to bring into your business, the more people that you can help as well. So I'm really thrilled for you. You mentioned that in terms of scaling, that you see your business growing geographically. So what's your next step then? What's your plan to actually put that scaling into motion?
So we plan next year, as I said, to go to Wollongong and the Central Coast. And from there, we will look at implementing area managers to look after each area of New South Wales. And from there, we will aim to go interstate. And after that, we will implement some state managers at that point as well.
Fantastic. So much possibility. Well, the best of luck to you, and well done.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Amy. And thank you, Mim. So now it's my great pleasure to introduce Kathy Hubble from Emilio Health. Hi, Kathy, how are you? Oh, you're on mute, Kathy.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Hey, Kathy, yes.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Thank you for having me, Peace, and everyone from Osmonpreneur. Last year, I attended the funeral of a 39-year-old man who had been on workers' compensation after a workplace injury for 6 years. In Australia, there are 3.2 million people suffering with chronic pain, That's 1 in 5, and 80% are of working age. It costs Australia $139 billion per year. That's more than heart disease, diabetes, and cancer combined. We have up to 18 months waiting time to access pain programs, and GPs are poorly supported in biopsychosocial care, and the rural sector is always neglected. People are pushed into unnecessary surgeries and opioid use while waiting, desperate to get relief. Over 1,000 people die each year due to prescription opioids. So effectively, the solution has become the problem. My name is Kathy Hubble, and I'm the founder of Emilio Health. I have been educating health professionals for 20 years and still haven't seen changes in practice. It was frustrating not being able to do more for people in pain, especially those on claim, trying to navigate the disastrous pathway of medical interventions and medications. Emilio Health delivers an evidence-based chronic pain management program via an app. We give people a pain team in their pocket. We have a 24-hour live chatbot that is driven by data from wearables, the learning platform, and valid outcome measures. We have integrated the program with a learning path for rehabilitation professionals, so people are empowered with knowledge, engaged in their own care, and supported to go to their GPs with solutions instead of problems. So what have we achieved? In the past 2 years, we have now signed the largest and second largest rehab providers in Australia and completing our first pilot with 2 workers' compensation insurers. We have also signed a contract with a rehab provider in the United Kingdom. And there is approximately 28 million people in the United Kingdom with chronic pain. This group are about to launch the program into the NHS. Our focus is now on increasing our expansion into the income protection claims area of Australia and launching into the United States of America. In the USA, 50 million people have chronic pain, and they also have a horrible problem with opioids. So what competition do we have? There are 27 online pain management programs throughout the world. Only 2 collect outcome measures. None have an integrated learning path for health professionals, and we are extremely low cost and easily accessible. Our health coaches are driven by machine learning of our data to enable predictable outcomes for insurers. Our ask at the moment, what are we looking for? Investors that are passionate about reducing the suffering of people with chronic pain, and also those that are passionate about digital innovation and insurtech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Sineth, do you have a question for Kathy?
Yeah, it's thank you, Kathy. It's very impressive the number you gave for UK and for US. So I'm very happy that you have already an international vision. That's very good. And just want to ask you, during all your year of experience, I mean, of business owner, what is the day that you fail or that the worst day of your life, and what make you continue your journey as a business owner? I'm sure that in one day was a very bad experience. I'm like everyone here, but what is the reason that you wake up and say, no, this is my why, I have to do something? Maybe you can share an experience that you have with us.
Yeah, so I have been working in chronic pain management for the last 20 years. I'm a nurse, and I did a master's in pain medicine. And I then started working for a insurer in life insurance. And I was able to release over $1 million in 3 months for a very large insurer staff claims. And what I found was that nobody was actually asking these people what they needed and how could we help. And I thought, well, okay, this has to happen. We have to make this available to people so that they can actually be supported to get results and return to work. the other thing that has driven me for a very long time is the lack of services in the rural sector. And that has been an issue that's plagued me for a long time, working in chronic pain management and not being able to reach more than 10 people at a time in our program. And as I said, most of the places that are in the teaching hospitals in most major cities have up to 18 months waiting time. And there's nothing in the rural sector for these people. So it just leads them down a path of disaster. And that poor gentleman was actually a friend of mine, and he overdosed accidentally on opioids. So, and it was because of trying to get pain relief and waiting to get into a program.
Wow. Thank you, Katie. That's very inspiring, your journey, and I understand your why. So that's good. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, Sineth. I'd now like to introduce Luz Restrepo of Migrant Women in Business. Welcome, Luz.
Thank you, Peace. Thank you, everyone. I am here around women in business, and I want that you think back in your memories. How was your first business? When you start your first business, how did you feel? What kind of business idea you have? What are the connections you have? Someone was paying your bills while you were developing your business. There were people around available to help you and to buy your products and take the risk with you. Now I want that we think in migrant women with lack of English, lack of literacy, lack of numeracy, lack of digital skills, and probably shy moms like all of us, carers, family carers, lack of confidence, who have an amazing idea or who has a beautiful product, has entrepreneurial skills, but they don't know how to start. And this is migrant women in business. How to give a hand up to these women. Migrant Women in Business is 5 months old, for starting with a refugee women who already prove I can do business in Australia. It has two key areas. One of them is a accelerator, incubator, like we are in this moment, giving them a customized support with connections, with ideas, with business opportunities, with a network of support. And in the other side is a marketplace that we're going to launch in a couple of weeks' time, where the back end is friendly for women with low level of English, for women who are in Australia, migrant women in Australia, that can put their products and services, and we can offer this to Australian people. Why we are here? Because we need to create new jobs. We need to give the opportunity to migrant women to pay their bills by their money and to generate jobs at the same time. My call of actions to you all is, let's change the world by making sustainable business, cooperative business, that we can learn from each other and can support developing jobs and developing migrant women leaders in this country, giving you the diversity and the ideas that we can bring. Muchas gracias.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Luz. Stacey.
Wow, what a presentation, Luz. Thank you so much. And as an individual who employs women from different backgrounds, I really applaud you in what you're achieving in your own business. So congratulations that you are specifically targeting women from migrant background, because we are such a multicultural country. You're doing wonderful things for them. My question to you is, with the platform that you've created, how are you supporting these women who speak multiple languages where English is not their first language. So how are you delivering the program to be able to get their understanding and comprehension in their first language?
Okay, this is part of the expertise. At the moment, we are developing in pro bono basis a marketplace that is similar to Etsy or Freelancer, with a appeal front end that people can arrive to products and services, and the back end is supported initially by the team, but part of the idea is that it's going to be through videos, demos, and pictures for people with low level of literacy, yeah? And if they can achieve it to do by themselves, there is going to be a team of people supporting in the back end that they can put their products and services and their own small websites, yeah? It's a working in progress. It's something that probably we're going to be very connected with them, and in the future, on the way that we develop videos, demos, and a digital incubator, they are going to be able to keep going. Not sure, Stacey, if answer the question.
Absolutely. And I must say what a beautiful work in progress it is. And I'm absolutely so excited to see what evolves in the future. I'm going to be watching. Congratulations, yes. Luz.
No, thank you, Stacey.
Thank you so much, Luz, and thank you, Stacey. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to Vicky Omifaloji. Welcome, Vicky.
Okay, can you hear me? Yes? All right. Oh, thank you for having me. Now, have you ever been in a situation whereby you were charged a lot of money, thousands of dollars, to be coached or to be seen with celebrities? Have you been in a situation whereby you were charged a lot of money that you had to delve into your credit card to be able to pay, and you were promised a lot of things, and a little was only delivered, and there's nothing you can do about it? My reason for actually starting the Global Achievers group is to help entrepreneurs and new startups to be seen, to be heard, and to be known without costing them an arm and a leg. How do we do this? We do this through the different platforms that we have. And all these platforms, they are siblings, but they are family of opportunities. So we have TGA Publishing. TGA stands for the Global Achievers. The Global Achievers. So TGA Publishing, TGA Networking Club, TGA shows, TV shows that features on different media platforms, including iTunes, Apple TV, Amazon TV, E360 TV, and many more. We have the TGA Magazine, TGA Academy, and then TGA speaking platforms. Now, all this is to be able to add value to everyone that come into the Global Achievers. And we do this because it's all about helping them. Always remember, it's about helping them to be seen, to be heard, and to be known without the exorbitant prices. And people are getting tired, people are getting weary with all the lies, all the marketing strategies that all sounds the same, but it's kind of, people are losing interest in all those. And the Global Achievers is to help people that come on board to be the best version of themselves. So we invest into people, people invest into it. And by being a part of a group that adds value to other people, everyone wants to come on board. So with the networking club, we have over 2,000 members already, and these are paid members. We have people that come onto the show so that they can talk about what they do. We have people in our magazines, and I'm sure some of you've seen the magazine. It's a beautiful online magazine that people want to feature and be on a cover page. And we have people advertising in the magazine. We have the TGA publishing platform whereby we help people to publish their books. We provide education to them to be able to know how to write their story and then publish. We help them to publish the books, their books, without the cost, thousands of dollars of publishing books that, you never know. You don't know whether it's going to sell or not. And people are coming to me to say, yeah, I was charged $12,000 to publish a book. And the book was because these people fell under, I'll call it hypnotism of, yes, you can make a lot of money. You can do this, you can do that, forgetting the reasons behind writing books. I'm not Oprah Winfrey that if I write a book, I'll be offered a lot of money, thousands of dollars to go and write a book. So who will read my book? My reason for writing a book, most of you guys, your reason for writing books is to define yourself as an authority in whatever you do. Now, when you've been told lies, when all these people have been told lies, they fell under that hypnotism. They put their credit card down, pay $12,000, publish books that they will be lucky to sell 500 copies. And then what happens to those books? And what happens to them? They lose trust. They feel, they feel disillusioned about it all. So we help them to publish the book. We educate them. Don't go into it by thinking, yes, I'm going to be a millionaire by writing a book. No, what are your reasons? We educate them, and then when they are ready, we help them to put their stories together. It's their story, but we help them to do it in such a way that whatever is their reason for writing those books, they can get it through, and then we publish the books for them. We charge them nominal fees for that. So that is all about the Global Achievers. And in terms of monetizing, all this, each of those siblings and family of opportunities do bring money in from time to time. I mean, I just think maybe I'm talking too much. I'll leave it there. So yeah, thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Mim, did you have a question for Vicky?
I do. It's delightful to listen to you, Vicky. You've got such passion for your members and the clients that you're helping. So that really comes across so strongly. I would love to know from you, what kind of feedback or results have you got for your members? What are they telling you, and what's driving you to keep going forwards?
The fact that they are telling their friends are joining the group. They want to be part of it. And when I say over 2,000 people, we have members all over the world, from North America, Canada, US, UK, Africa, all parts of Africa. All of them want to be part of it. They want to appear on the show. They want to be in the magazine. I get mails every day. I get, messages every day with people wanting to be associated with integrity, because that is my foremost, reason for doing this. I want, genuineness. I don't want lies. And I come across to people that this is what I stand for, and everyone that come on board. And the feedback is being so consistent that yes, I want to be part of it. I want to be part of it.
I can imagine, and they're very lucky to have you in their corner, Vicky. It's delightful to listen to you. Congratulations and best of luck for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vicky, and thank you, Mim. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you to Leah Chandler. Welcome, Leah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Leah. I'm from Brisbane. I run Kids Fit Australia. I guess the way I could describe our business is that we provide tools for families and kids to be fit for everyday life. And we do that by creating a positive, inclusive environment and supportive community around them. And the reason I started this business, it's funny how things happen when you have life happen to you. I have 3 children, and my 2 youngest have special needs. One that's now sitting in mainstream, and then another child that's also in a special school, with a variety of different things happening for them, particularly with Asperger's and autism, ADHD, audio delays. There's a little bit of a list. Anyway, also not taking away from our oldest son that's also in mainstream, but has learnt how to work well with 2 younger children, because I'll get back to that in a sec about how that needs to be inclusive for all the children and all the family. But we started because one of our kids was actually having a lot of stress in school, a lot of outwards behaviour, a lot of big meltdowns. So I actually had to come into school and sit down and watch him and actually try to follow what's happening for him in school, because there was some different things, behaviour changes to what was happening at home. And something dawned on me when we were doing that. It's like, oh my gosh, like there are so many kids in here in his class that really required some more help and some more understanding. So I, of course, and my husband were also looking for ways to actually help our own children. And by chance, we could see that others did need the same. And we started to look for options and what we needed to do to actually help our own kids. And we found yoga therapy, fitness and well-being, and obviously diet and those things were a really big issue. But we did find yoga therapy and fitness and well-being and supportive community and some understanding really made a difference. So the techniques that we learnt, we just want to pass on to other families. So we provide, I guess, programs for schools that are in kids that are in early learning centres, special schools and primary schools. We look at how we can use yoga therapy in an environment where there's all the kids that are actually learning it, but we have the mindfulness of using that for the kids that actually really need the inclusivity within that. We also look at how we can help the community around that, support them. So that's the parents and carers, and we look at the educators. So we run sessions for them, and we work on a 3-tiered basis where we actually look at the whole community. Because we really feel that sometimes educators and parents and carers are not always aligned, and that really makes a difference for the children. And I know the stress, just from coming from a personal point of view, how hard that is on a parent to try to really help their own kids not pull their own hair out, because they also need a bit of self-care, so we always touch on that. But on the other flip side is that educators need a little bit of help too, so we understand how much of a hard job that is. So we try to work with them, looking at self-care, but also those little techniques and things that may help them in their day to actually work with those children. So I guess with that, we have now reached out into online programs. We're finding that there's not enough of us and we need to get a bigger reach. We're getting a lot of inquiries from all over Australia. So we've just brought our first kindy online program out, which has the touch on ADHD, autism and other emerging behaviour and conditions, because that age group particularly, that's when you start to see those things. So we've looked at a program that's a yoga therapy program they can watch and they can actually do online. And now we're already getting inquiries. Once we've released that one, we're already getting inquiries for a primary age program. So I guess the next age group up. So we're looking at that now as well. And next year we will release a one-to-one mentoring program, which will be a bigger sort of program for families. And we'll look at how we can help a family that might have mainstream children and also special needs, working in a whole wellness package for that. So that's something that's on our cards. Also, we have more tiered programs coming up for next year. At the moment, we're working predominantly on the ground in the Northern Territory and in Queensland. But again, we're looking to how we can bring some of that online so we can get that to everywhere. So we've got really positive support on that. And I'm actually in Darwin at the moment doing a lot of different things for educators and parents and carers. And we're actually meeting with a lot of different centres for some more feedback on what they're really looking for those programs online as well. So we're pretty excited that we've actually been able to get a little bit of movement on the community. So that's pretty exciting for us. I guess with our special achievements, the biggest one for me is that I was the winner of the Women Will Change the World category for Osmum this year, which was very exciting. That was very awesome. I get very emotional with that one. The one thing is with the creation of what we're doing, I think the biggest thing for us is how we can get that out to people on the best platform possible. So that's the one thing we're looking at right now. And we're very, very excited for the future, even with COVID kind of ruining us for a few months, being pretty interesting few months, but we can see how we're building back up and actually probably going to be a bigger business and more mindful business as well because of that, because it really hit home what was really needed through those areas. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank you, Leah. Sineth, do you have a question for Leah?
Yeah, it's very funny because the question, and she finished with the question that I want to ask her.
Oh.
You know how I mean, everybody has been affected by the COVID, and you were saying that the COVID make you a bigger business. So, but I want to ask you, what the few last month, what do you learn and what you're going to implement in your new business? And I mean, in the business, what is the strategy that you learned for the last few months for the COVID? And
Yeah,
you finish up. This is my question that I want to ask you.
That's a great question. We lost pretty much all our income for nearly 4 months, 3.5 maybe months, because we work in schools and early learning centres. Even when schools went back, depending on the states and where you were, they were very reluctant to have anybody in that was outside of just the kids. Even the parents and carers, you know, they'd sort of stay at the gate. We found that really tough because we had worked really hard to set up 12-month contracts with a lot of early learning centres in both Darwin and Brisbane. And particularly early learning centres, a lot of them just couldn't afford to keep us. So we had to have a bit of a mindful chat about that and be kind to each other. And we lost a few contracts there, even when we did come back into working in the centres. However, what it did make me do is look outside, and I was asking a lot of questions to a lot of families, like, what do you need? And what's going to stay? Like, what do you really think now that you've had some time to be at home and see the changes for your family and what's really important? What would you like to see from us? And that's what came out, was online programs that can reach them anywhere and that they can actually do with their children in the lounge room and actually see the changes that they can do instead of just always taking them somewhere else, and just having a little bit of control over that, especially when something like this does happen. They really wanted to have something as an option. So we're answering that call. And even with the schools and the early learning centres, we had a similar response in the fact that they really wanted to have something online that was age appropriate, which there's not a lot out there that's age appropriate, and also touched on emerging behaviour. So that's where we fit.
Very good. You know, I always believe that all the bad things happen always for a good reason, Leah.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I always believe in the theory of Darwin that the people who survive during the war or anything is not the most clever or the most strong one, but the one who see the opportunity and be flexible on the changing the thing. So that's good. So congratulations, I mean, losing 4 months of income and lost a contract, it's very challenging, I think, for everyone, I think, but you turn the negative thing on the positive things. So congratulations to you, and I wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Leah, and thank you, Sineth. I'd now love to introduce you to Liz Morris. Hi Liz, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Take it away.
Okay. What an incredible, inspiring bunch of ladies. I'm so grateful to be with you all. Okay, let's start with hands up for anybody that has experienced mother guilt. Great. My name is Liz Morris and I have experienced mother guilt. I am also the founder and the CEO of two incredible businesses, Brilliant Frames & Co. and Like a Boss Photography. You may be wondering how my mother guilt has brought about these businesses, but let me tell you, mother guilt is what has driven me to create these businesses. Okay, so let's go back in time. There was once a little boy called Toby, my son, who one day brought home a school certificate that he was super proud of. His busy mother, aka me, patted him on the head, said, "Good job, mate," and then shoved the certificate on the fridge with all the other crap. Little Toby was okay with that because he's quite a happy little man. However, in the morning, when little Toby came out to the kitchen, the certificate was no longer on the fridge. It had fallen off the fridge and was now halfway under the fridge. Little Toby was very sad. Insert mother guilt. You see, I was already running two successful businesses at the time, a photography studio and a custom picture framing business with my husband. So I knew that I could create a product that would alleviate the mother guilt, but also make my little Toby happy by displaying his certificates proudly on the wall, along with his artwork and anything else he should bring home. However, I didn't want to make any more work for me. So a brilliant frame was created. This is the very first front opening picture frame with a magnetic whiteboard inside. With a premium acrylic front, little Toby can open it himself and put his artwork and his certificates inside. Less work for me, happy little Toby. Everyone is going to be happy with that. In the creation of this amazing product, however, I stumbled across another problem. I got to know a lot of product-based business owners, and being a photographer, taking photos of my product was quite straightforward for me. It was a no-brainer. However, other small business owners were struggling. All of a sudden, I realized there was another gap in the market. So I spoke to small business owners about teaching them to do their own product photography. And Like a Boss Photography was born, a 4-week online training program to teach small business owners how to do their own product photography. This, I'm excited to say, is just about to launch on Monday with my first course. And I already have people signing up and excited to get on with this. The reason I've done this is to help not only small business owners create amazing images, but also save them money, which we all can do with as well. So I'm pleased to say both my businesses are running successfully, and I'm located in the beautiful Whitsundays. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Liz. I'd like to now forward to Stacey to ask a question.
Congratulations, Liz. That sounds like a brilliant story. And I am one of those mums who has a fridge full of magnets and stuff just falling out all over the place. So it certainly resonated with me. 3 boys who are not that creative, but you get all sorts that come home. So I could definitely have used a number of those frames over the years. My question to you is, how have you sourced your raw materials or produced your frames? And have you found with COVID and delays in shipping, whether or not that's affected your business and what your other what your other opportunities might be with regards to drop shipping?
Hi, Stacey, thank you. Okay, so it was really important to us because we live right near the Great Barrier Reef that we sourced a sustainable product. So our frames are actually made from recycled polystyrene, and we got those created overseas. So we went to a factory that actually purchased waste polystyrene from Australia and all around the world, and then they turned that into the frame product. With regards to shipping, I'm fortunate enough to have ordered 2 shipping containers completely chock-a-block full of these frames. So I haven't been importing anything this year. And with regards to delays, we've been really lucky with local shipping that we have just been able to dispatch pretty normally. So Australia Post and our couriers have been wonderful.
That's fantastic. And I'm so pleased to actually have heard about the recycled polystyrene. Just a note, I think that's a definite point of interest for you and your business. And with regards to everyone being aware of environmental sustainability, I think that's a definite positive for your business.
Thanks, Stacey.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Liz, and thank you, Stacey. I'd now like to introduce our final speaker for the night, Karen Dennett. Welcome, Karen.
Hi, thanks for having me. Okay, so you say it takes a village to raise a child. I believe that it takes an industry to raise the next generation. We are bold, creative problem solvers, striving to increase the capacity and confidence of our young people and teachers. We do this by connecting amazing people doing amazing work with educators and students across Australia to enrich learning, to build future skills, and to prepare the future generation. In June 2020, we launched Industry Engaged, delivering case studies, live discussions, insight interviews, skill building, and tech in industry updates, which is all relevant to what young people are learning in the classroom. Amazing people are sharing their work, their expertise, and their insights in an enjoyable and rewarding experience that is helping them to reflect on their work and their purpose. Meanwhile, teachers are embracing the content and they are sharing the resources with their students and feeling inspired and supported. It is our vision to take Industry Engaged to be the go-to resource for industry engagement for thousands of vocational teachers across Australia. The purpose is obviously to ensure that everybody across Australia, all the teachers, are having the opportunity to engage with industry and make learning real. My passion project this year is Be the Difference. With the support of experts, high school girls across Australia are being empowered to examine, evaluate, to articulate, and to present their perspective of what it means to be the difference in the face of the challenges that as women we face. With the support of a TED Talk coach, these girls will have the opportunity to find their message and deliver it with impact in a talk that we will share on International Women's Day alongside the inspiring stories of women who are being the difference. Finally, Engage in Enterprise is a programme that we have developed next year, we will launch next year, which will empower, engage, and enable teachers and schools who would like to implement their own school, social, or business enterprise to be able to build this capacity for work skills and also to implement a culture of enterprise and innovation within their schools. To continue to grow in the Engage in Education, what we need from you is we would like to share all of the work that you are doing in your amazing businesses to help to connect our educators with industry. We would like all women and your connections to jump on board our socials for Be the Difference, to not only be inspired by the stories yourselves, but also to have that opportunity to give these girls a massive audience so that they can share their perspective and be proud by the response that they get. And finally, we are looking for strategic partners who would like to help us add value to our growing education community and to achieve shared goals. I believe passionately in the power of connection, and together we can engage and empower. And I would love to start conversations with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. Mim, do you have a question for Karen?
I have so many questions, but I'll try and keep it at one. Wow, it's so inspiring. Having a daughter myself, particularly as well, I just love everything that you're doing. I mean, certainly for boys and girls, but really love everything that you're doing and your focus and how you really seem to be living the difference yourself in what you're trying to create and how you're becoming that authority and that leader. So first of all, a big congratulations to you. You mentioned that you were looking for strategic partners. Could you let me know a little bit more about what kind of partnerships you're looking for and why those are needed?
Of course. So our next stage is to use our social media to actually become an asset for Engaging Education. And we're going to be building our Engaging Education community. And we would like to work with partners who would like to reach out to schools and to teachers who may have products or services that you would like to support teachers with. Teachers are obviously an amazing market, but also so that we can add value and we can promote your product, but at the same time, perhaps offer the products as prizes with teachers tagging. And also we would love to reach out to anybody who has got a school network that we can work together with some form of referrals agreement so that we can work together to achieve our shared goals as well.
Fantastic. Such potential as well for both sides of that relationship to really benefit too. So the best of luck to you, Karen. It was so lovely to listen to you.
Well, thank you so much, Karen and Mim. And thank you everyone for being here with us tonight. We're back again tomorrow night for Pitch Night with our final presenters. But thank you so much for joining us live. Thank you to each of our panelists, Sineth, Stacey and Mim. And I just wondered if any of the panelists had any closing remarks that they wanted to say. Sineth?
Yeah, I think that it's very funny because today is the end of the lockdown for us in Melbourne, and it's the first day in France. So I'm French background, and it's the first day in lockdown in France, and my last day the lockdown in Melbourne. But I think that as a business owner, we all have a difficult time. I think maybe the COVID has been very hard. When I hear the lady that she lost 4 income, and I was with a guy who do on the media and wedding. In one day, he lost 68 contracts. So it's going to, and you have to be realistic. They're going to very hard, but I always believe in Darwin theory that the only people who will survive is not the clever one, the strong one, but the one who are going to be flexible, who are going to change quickly and going to fail. So that is one thing. But I'm sure that today has been, thank you, Purse, was very positive because, we do our job every day. We have kids, we have a lot of things, but it's good for everyone to take a 1 or 2 hour break and think about the strategy and empower each other. And I hear different accent. My French accent, I see Spanish accent, I don't know other accent. It's good to remind us that Australia is a good country with different opportunity, different country, and we are in interstate. So it's very appreciate what you have done. And I think that everyone this hour gave a lot of energy because I think we need for 2021 for sure. And so I wish all the best, and I'm really thankful to invite me to this event. And I'm sure that everybody going to get something positive for tonight.
Thank you so much, Sineth. It's been wonderful having you here and sharing your experience. Stacey, have you got any closing remarks before we finish tonight?
Thank you, Pace. Yes, I just want to say to all of the women who pitched tonight, you're all coming from your heart. Your passion for your businesses are showing through like nothing I've seen before. So I applaud you all for speaking from your heart and delivering the message about your business and why your business is so important these days. So keep going with your passion. Make sure when you're curating your elevator pitch that you do keep talking from your heart. And I have no doubt that in the next 12 to 24 months, we're going to be seeing some amazing growth from all of you. So congratulations again, and thank you so much for delivering your messages to us.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Stacey. Mim, any closing remarks from you?
Oh, such a privilege to have listened to you all tonight. So thank you so much, and absolutely echo what Sineth and Stacey said. You really did speak from your heart, and it's a testament to the fact that your businesses have continued, and the rest of the year certainly isn't wasted, but the fact that you invested in yourself with the program this year is really going to set you up for a fantastic 2021. So best of luck to you all. I see so much potential, and I'm really excited to keep following your journeys as well.
Thank you so much. So thank you, everyone. That concludes our night, but I hope that you will join us again tomorrow night when we'll hear the rest of the pitches. And also, if you would like to find out more about being part of the 2021 cohort for our Ignite program or Accelerate, applications are now open, and you'll find out more about them at the Women's Business School website, which is www.thewomensbusinessschool.com. Well, thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Everyone. Bye.
Bye. Whew.